a provider or dating a 50-50 man? Hello ladies, welcome to my live. So today I'm excited to talk about the difference and why it's important for you to get a provider. So we are going live and I'm gonna wait for more of you to tune in so that we can have we can have, how to say that, we can exchange and I can give you like my 2 cents on why you should have a provider, because I know that many of you doubt your ability to attract a provider and you don't even believe that it's possible for you to be with a wealthy man. And I want to discuss that. So how are you ladies? And don't forget that you can have my free quiz to discover how feminine you are. So I'm gonna post this for those of you who are at work. I'm gonna post this live on YouTube on Wednesday and on Instagram as well. But okay. Let me type the title: if you doubt your ability to attract provider. So awesome. So let's wait for more women to tune in. Hello Julie. Hi everyone. Hello. How are you guys? Okay, I have a question. Is it public holiday today in the US? Because I know that it's an important day for the entire world, but more importantly in the US. Is it a public holiday for you? Hello Liz. Hello everyone. Great to hear that you're doing great, Liz. Okay, so I feel like, I'm good, thank you. So I feel like some of you will tune in later, or maybe you're gonna watch this live on YouTube so we can get started. So what made me want to go live today? Okay, so it's not a public holiday, but you remember this day. Okay, I thought it was public holiday in the US. Okay, so what made me want to go live today is that I went to an event, and so I'm based here in Paris, France, right? And maybe you don't know it, but I'm French. And I went to that event and I met some fellow entrepreneurs. So there are women, and we introduced one another. We talked about what we do for a living and all of that. And I told them like, I coach women and I help them, get commitment with masculine men, with providers and all of that. And two things made me think of going live and chat with you. So the first girl I talked to was like, it must be super hard for you to carry this amount of emotional load, because like the idea that many people have is that for you to hire a coach is that you need to be broken and you need to be desperate and close to depression. But the thing is like, that's not that at all. The women who hire a coach are the same women, the women who hire a coach for their love life are the same women who would go to a business seminar to take their business to the next level. Those are the women who take themselves seriously. Those are the women who have high standards for their life, for their business, and also for their love life. You see, you aren't broken at all when you hire a femininity coach. Not like the women who hire a dating coach aren't broken at all. They have high standards and they want their relationship to work. And think about it, like when you are single, you think, I don't want to put in effort to meet men. Why do I have to do all of that to attract a man and all of that? But when you meet that guy that you like, now you cancel plans with your friends. It's all you can think about and all of that. So you see, relationships are important enough, so you need to invest and not invest when things go bad. You want to invest upfront so that you are sure to get the best relationship ever. You see, it's just like with your business. Okay, if some of you are entrepreneurs, and I'm sure you buy books on entrepreneurship, you attend seminars, you attend workshops, maybe you work for a big corporation as well, and you can see that your boss hire consultants, and it's not because he's broken and he's desperate. It's because he wants his business to work, and he has high standards for his business, and he takes himself seriously. Does that resonate with you? So I want to talk about the second thing that another one told me. So I was like, yeah, I help women, get commitment with masculine men, and men who provide and all of that. And I was like, yeah, it's not like the women that I coach are like homeless or anything like that, or gold diggers. Far from it. Like, the women that I coach are top executives themselves. I have lawyers, I have doctors, I have architects, you see, as clients. So they aren't homeless at all. And yeah, they make six figures minimum and all of that. So yeah, the women that I coach aren't homeless. And that girl told me, oh, that's interesting that they want a provider even though they have the money themselves. And this is something that a lot of people don't understand. Like, it's not about the money, it's about the relationship dynamic that you get when you are with the provider. It's about your health, it's about him treating you like a princess when he dates, because a man can be, sweet and all of that, but if he doesn't have the money, he won't be able to treat you like a princess. Like, some women come to me in my DMs, they're like, yeah, I don't struggle getting men, who want to commit to me, but they don't make enough for two. And the thing is, like, yeah, it's easy to get commitment if you're okay with, low income men. But if you want, a provider that not just, pay for your lifestyle, but who's also in love and all of that, you need to invest in your femininity, because to get that kind of relationship, you require a different version of yourself. You require the best version of yourself. You see. So yeah, I want you to think about it, and I also want to talk further about the importance of having a provider and having a man, who can provide for you and for the kids that you may have. And even if you don't want kids, actually, even if you are child free, you still need to be with a provider, because a man who is healthy and a man who is in love wants to give you everything that he has, and it's gonna be extremely hard for him to make you feel like a princess if he doesn't have much for himself first. You see, there is that. And for a man who is masculine, he wants to be able to provide for a family. Like, it's hard for you to believe, right, when you are used to 50-50 men, and maybe in your family you saw, your mom work. Well, it's okay to work as a woman, but maybe you saw both of your parents, struggle financially. So right now your money container is like, okay, there isn't enough money for one person alone to provide. So yeah, the both people need to work. It's because you don't have the right model. And think about it, like, we have new millionaires every day. Like, getting money hasn't been this easy ever. So yeah, what needs to happen is that you need to empower yourself. First of all, you need to heal your money wounds, and also you need to stop, allow, broke men to date. What I mean by that is, like, a man should not be able to date if he's not, able to provide for two. Unless, if if he's a student, then that's fine, because when you are a student, right, you are studying, you are young and all of that. But if he's done with his studies, he should be working, and he should be having a plan. He should have a plan to make enough for two, because this is a man who is responsible. This is a man who is ready to start a family. Okay, so yeah, so stop, being this compassionate with men who don't have enough for two, because they are supposed to work on that. And all of us, actually, we are responsible of our finances. Once we date, we can rely on our man and all of that. But as adult, like, it's part of your adult responsibility to be able to provide for yourself and have enough. You see, not just, love your job, but also have a job, a career that allows you to live your dream life, whether you are committed or single. So this is the first thing. And I doubt that a man who right now, and even you, if you can't provide for two right now, you have your dream life. I mean, when I say you can provide for two, like I meant like you have enough to take care of yourself and to have the lifestyle that you want. You are not supposed to provide for two unless you see if your husband has a problem for, like, let's say he I don't know, he gets sick, then in that case, yeah, you can take care of the family temporarily because it's gonna heal and all of that. But yeah, you see what I mean, right? So yeah, the man who wants commitment, who wants, deep commitment with a woman who is feminine, he knows that he's supposed to provide. And and it's hard to believe when you have mental blocks around money, and when you think that money is scarce and all of that, and when you are cheap yourself, because I know that I used to be cheap myself. And I know that when you are cheap, it's hard for you to believe that some people enjoy pain, but trust that a masculine man loves that. He feels honored when he pays for you. He feels honored when he takes care of the family because he knows that's his job. He saw his dad doing it. It was normal for him. Yeah, that's his job. And the men that you have around you who tell you that they don't want to provide, that are shocked, and who say that, yeah, I don't mind, buying you gifts, but I don't want to pay for everything. I'm not your ATM and all of that. Those men are wounded and they aren't ready for a relationship. And there is something that you need to understand, is that you need to make the distinction between being worthy of love and being worthy of a relationship. And love and a relationship are two different things. A man, and even a girl, actually, even a woman, is everyone actually is worthy of love, but not everyone is worthy of a relationship. If you want a relationship, there are a few things that you need to do, because people have standards, okay? And it's about being in a relationship is about growing in love, honoring your higher self and all of that. So yeah, you can't arrive in a relationship broken, desperate, with anxious attachment and all of that. Okay? If you are there right now, it's not the right time to date. You need to work on yourself first and get ready for deep love. Because this is a quote that I read from what's his name, Neville Goddard, I believe. The that writer who is into the law of attraction. And I remember one thing he said, only the loving finds love. And think about it, like, do you think that a man who is cheap, a man who doesn't want to pay for the woman that he loves, is a man worthy of love, ready for love? Not worthy, but because we are all worthy of love. But do you think that this is a man who is ready for commitment? No, he isn't. Same for you. If right now you aren't committed to getting rid of your anxious attachment and becoming the most feminine version of yourself and bringing peace in the dating scene, then right now it's not the right moment to date. And right now you need to focus on healing, because that amazing man, he's looking for a woman who has peace. It doesn't have that long list of requirements like us women. Like, we want him to be this, that, and all of that. But men aren't like that. There are a few things that are important to them, but they aren't complicated. Okay? Men are easy. What they need is a woman who is secure. It's a woman who is glamour. It's a woman who is feminine. It's a woman who is easy to live with. And it's gonna be extremely hard for you to be easy to live with when you are stressed about money all the time. Okay? So yeah, this is something that I wanted to share. Do you have questions so far? Okay, I can't see what because I don't have my glasses. So Kathy here is asking, should you still expect a provider if you don't want more children? Yes, of course. Of course. Because he needs to provide for you. Even if you choose to be a stay-at-home wife, you don't want to be a mom and all of that, he still needs to provide. Rent is due today. And also, this is something that I wanted to mention. Like, some women are like, yeah, it's okay if he can't provide for now. if he's great, we can build together. No. First of all, you aren't sure that he has the skills to build a business. You aren't sure that he has the work ethic required to build a business, and rent is due today. Okay? The food is due today. And I want you to focus on men. Like, if you are done with your studies, if you are still a student, then that's different. But most of the women who follow me aren't students anymore. So if you are established yourself and you are ready for commitment, for deep commitment, then you need to focus on men who are already established. You can't be thinking, yeah, he's great, he's sweet, all of that, so yeah, we're gonna start a business together, because you don't know actually if he wants to start a business, first of all. And men know women, men know hot women, and they know that hot women expect a provider. So you, by dating him when he's not ready for a relationship, you show him already that you aren't hot. Okay? You need to understand that being hot is not just about your physical features, it's also about your standards, it's about your requirements, and it's also about your attitude. Okay, so when you date down, and when you're like, yeah, I will wait for him to, he's sweet and all of that, so we can date, but I'm gonna wait for him to become rich. When you go for relationships like that, like, you devalue yourself. Okay, a woman who is a femme fatale, a woman who says that she's hot, she's not that rich man is already waiting for her, is already looking for her. Okay, if he needs to fix his finances, he's doing it already. Okay. So Shonda is asking, what's the best time to go to the gym to meet high value men? I notice most middle income go very early, but not the wealthy men. Well, I'm gonna make another live to talk about how to meet men, because what I have noticed is, like, for YouTube, I need to focus on the same topic. So this week I'm gonna try to go live every day. Like, I can't promise it's like at 100%, but yeah, I'm gonna try to go live multiple times this week so that we can discuss different topic. But yeah, we're gonna talk about how to meet more men. But today, in this life at least, I want to focus on dating providers, and the difference between being with a provider and being with a 50-50 man. So you can sometimes meet men who are 50-50, not because they are cheap and all of that, but it's just because they don't have enough for two. So when you meet those men, you can think, yeah, he's really sweet, and I know that if he had money, he would provide for me and all of that. But that's the same thing. That guy, is sweet, kind, and all of that, but for now he's not ready for a relationship, and you need to communicate with him that, yeah, those are the requirements that I have. And just that's the same thing for him. Think about it. Like, do you think that men think, okay, right now she's obese, I'm gonna wait for her, I'm gonna date her, and I know that in a year or two she's gonna slim down and she's gonna be slim thick? No, they don't think that. They take you the way you are today, because when it comes to dating and commitment, they stay in the present. And I want you to do the same thing. If there is one thing that you can copy from men, it's this: stay in the present and don't fall for his potential. And I remember, like, in high school, my one of my teachers in physics told me, like, yeah, you have the potential to do, like, to study science and all of that. But back then I was insecure, but like, him saying that was still nice for me to hear. And I even asked myself, I really wonder if he read my copy or if he confused me with someone else, because of how insecure I was in my ability, right, to be successful in science. So you see, it's not because someone sees potential in you that you see it in yourself and that you're gonna follow through. And I didn't even, and as you can see here, I didn't study science, I studied something else, because I didn't see that potential in me. And now that I'm more confident, I actually love science and I love physics and all of that. But you see, you seeing the potential in him doesn't mean that he sees it in himself. So yeah, be careful with that. Okay. So I try. So Shonda says, I find high value men that provide, but they are not wealthy. Yes, this is something that we need to talk about as well, because that's true that a man can, can provide and all of that, but since he's not wealthy, like at least he's not as wealthy as you would like him to be, you aren't attracted and you don't want to date him. This is common as well. So yeah, you need to focus on the men who are, in the tax bracket that you want to manifest for yourself. But at least those men, they have the right mindset, and what's lacking there is, like, their skills. So they need to improve their money skills, and this is not your problem because you have enough to deal with when it comes to your own journey, your own feminine journey, and all of that. So yeah, those men are still better than 50-50 men, but they need to work on their money wounds, because here I think, like, with men like that, it's a skill issue and a mindset issue as well when it comes to money and increasing your means. A lot of people are off today for some reason, because normally when I go live, well, I don't know, like in the US, I don't know what time is it in the US, and we are Monday. It's Monday, so maybe some of you are still working right now, because for me it's like 9:32 and I'm in France, so for it's almost my bedtime. So yeah. Any questions? Like, I try to go through your questions. But don't worry, like, if you can watch this live, I'm gonna put it on YouTube for those of you who didn't hear me when I started. But yeah, today we are talking about providers, dating and meeting providers, or dating providers versus dating 50-50 men. Oh yeah, I have a lot of followers from India. Thank you so much for following. And you know that it surprised me, like, initially when I started, to see that I have so many followers from India, because in my head, like, I'm not considered as attractive to India. Well, that at least what the media showed us. Like, the idea that I got was like, yeah, in India you need to have light skin and all of that, and I'm black, and I'm not even, black as an Indian, I'm black as an African. So for me, like, I know that I'm attractive and all of that, but I'm also aware that I'm not like the ideal of many cultures. So seeing that so many women from India follow me made me think differently, and yeah, I find it great that some of you can relate to me, and yeah. And I even coach people from, well, they are from the US, but they're originally from India, and yeah. And what I understood from social media, and from yeah, and it's about marketing in general, is that people need to, how to say that, like, people need to feel like they are being represented, and some people can relate to me because of my body. Maybe they have similar bodies, maybe it's because of my skin. Some of you relate to me because of my mindset, maybe because of my story, my journey, because I was a pick me myself in the past, and stuff like that. So yeah, I find it awesome that I have women from all parts of the world, and what matters is, like, we all have the same end goal, which is ultimate feminine energy. So yeah. So any questions about the difference between dating a provider and dating a 50-50 man? I want to know, like, are you guys now convinced about the importance of being with a full provider, and not settle for a man who is a 50-50 man, and who a, you might start a business with? And I'm not saying that you can't start a business with your partner. Far from it. Sometimes it works. Like, if you have complementary skills, it's okay for you to start a business. But I want you to know that on his end, he's not dating you to start a business. If he dates you because you are an entrepreneur and all of that, it's because he initially he's physically attracted. Okay, because I know that some women are like, yeah, I want a six figure guy because I make that myself, but he won't be attracted. Like, if you make money and all of that, that's fine, that's for you, but he won't think, okay, I'm gonna date her because she makes six figures and I make six figures too. It's like, okay, she's attractive, she's hot, I want to get to know her. You see. So Deksha says it's not about the color, it's more about how you make us respect ourselves. At least for me, this is the case. This is awesome. Awesome. And it's great to see that some people in India are open-minded, and maybe what I thought from Indian people is more about the older generation, because, well, maybe I'm wrong, but maybe like the younger generation is more open-minded and is not that obsessed with being with having a lighter skin. I don't know. Maybe we can talk about that later on in another live. But yeah, that's the way the media portray India. Okay, ladies, well, I'm gonna go through your questions, and if you don't have questions on how to you know dating, on the blogs that you have about dating a provider, why it's important to have a provider, why not settle for a 50-50 guy, a 50-50 guy who who is sweet and all of that, then maybe we can end this live. And yeah, I'm gonna come back tomorrow because there are a few things that I want to talk about. So yeah, if I can come back tomorrow, we're gonna talk about how to meet men on dating apps, because there are a few things that I want to share. And yeah, don't forget that you can take my free femininity quiz to see how feminine you are. It's in my bio if you are on Instagram, and I'm gonna put it in the description box if you watch this on YouTube. Okay, well, ladies, that's all for today. Bye.